This week on the Spotlight, former Rookie of the Year and White Sox Slugger of the 80s, Ron Kittle speaks out. Billy Williams, a great, great Hall of Famer in Cub history, will be on the show. We'll flash back to Derek Lee and his dominant times with the Cubs. And we close out with some Blackhawks. Chris Chelios, also an all-time great. Check out past shows by watching Benkowski YouTube. You'll enjoy them. Welcome to the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. They do it all at 108th and Kedzie. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to Gilhooly's, 3901 West 103rd Street on the St. Xavier campus. Friday, May 24th at 8 p.m. will be my next one. Music, movies, TV, sports, your requests. We'll have food, drink, and fun. See you there. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get to the Wise Owl at Van Buren and Racine. Pizzas, pork sliders, Cuban sandwiches, carrot soup, elote, burgers, tacos, salads, and more. Great cocktails and great bartenders. A tremendous array at the Wise Owl, Van Buren and Racine. See you there. You've got to get to Renata's Beauty Salon like I do. Men, women, and kids cuts. Open 6 days a week. Walk-ins are welcome. They're located at 12558 Southwestern Avenue in Blue Island, just 6 blocks south of Chicago. They are really efficient, an amazing place, and I'm really, really pleasantly surprised with my first cut. I'm looking forward to more. Renata's Beauty Salon, 125th and Western.
In 1969, and we were watching the Cubs dominate the National League East in first place through the greater part of the year, and develop a little for us that lineup that maybe got overworked, that lineup of 8.
Well, 1969, of course, it was a great year. We played good, sound baseball until three-quarters of the season. We still played 500 baseball from August on. When we developed this ball club after playing together for about 6 or 7 years, we then found out in 1969 that we had the club to win. When Willie Smith hit that home run, opening day of the season, seemed like the fun and everything happened. We hit a trend that we was on the way up. This was our year. And we played good baseball. We played every time a ball club was leading about 5 or 6 runs, if it was about 7th, 8th inning, we knew we was going to win because that's the confidence we had, because certainly we had a good ball club. We got in August, and we tried to do a lot of things. The players were still swinging the bat. We played good baseball. I just happen to think that in 1969, and I talked about this often. A lot of people ask me this question, what happened to the Cubs in '69? And I like to think the Cubs didn't lose, the Mets won. Because if you have the type pitchers like Koosman, Seaver, Gentry, Madlack, and all these pitchers started pitching real sound baseball when they really was needed. And this is in, well, as we consider dog days of August and September. And they played over 700% of baseball. We still playing right on about 500 level. And if they hadn't had those type pitchers that come on at the right time, we still would have won it. And I think that would have been a year to get us over the hump. And I often say that if we had won that particular year, we could have won 2 or 3 more years down the road. But the Mets just played good. It was their year. It seemed like they were destined to win because when they got into the World Series with Baltimore, Baltimore beat them one game and they ran them right out of the ballpark. Tommy Agee was catching the ball. Ron Swoboda was making heck of a plays out in the outfield. Yeah. They just played real good.
You had a nucleus of about 10 guys, and the infield, most notably, Banks, Beckert, Kessinger, Sano, Randy Hundley, and yourself were the big six in the lineup, and it kind of reflected your batting order position to a great degree, too. And then you had some movement in center field and right field over the years. Jim Hickman emerged, and I know you had a rotating cast in center field, and then you had your big starters of Jenkins, Holtzman, Hands, and I guess Phil Regan was your big relief pitcher.
Phil Regan was a stopper, and you talk about three pretty good pitchers. You know, Bill Hands and Fergie Jenkins and Kenny Holtzman. They pitched real good, and the starting lineup was as you mentioned, and we all hit good. We swung the bat real good, and we just played. We just couldn't get that second win to overtake the Mets because they were playing so good.
Now, with the advent of night games at Wrigley Field, and some people have suggested that the Cubs will be a better competitive team for two reasons. They'll get a chance to get used to more night games, even out their schedule. I mean, for a while, for many years, you probably played 108, 110 day games, and then maybe only about 50 night games each year. Going into the playoffs and World Series, which are always night now, you would seem that you might be at a bit of a disadvantage. Now, evening out that number and playing more like 85, 75, something like that, the players would be more accustomed to night games, and maybe that one big thing that you always hear about, the fatigue. The fatigue factor of playing in the sweltering heat all summer long wouldn't set in as much. With that set lineup, were you guys tired?
No, I don't think so. You can't be tired, you know, if you're in a pennant race. I think somehow if you're in a pennant race, you want to be out there and help your ball club win. I think the lights at this time would do good for the ball club simply because, you know, there are some night games you're going to play like you're going on the road or something, and you get accustomed to playing night baseball. There are times you want to work out in your own ballpark so they don't have to rush out in the morning time. They could come out the ballpark at 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening to get some early hitting, work on some defensive play.
Okay.
I think it's going to be real good for the ball club. There was a time, you know, you kind of hated lights because it was so dark in every ballpark. I prefer playing all day games, but because of well-lighted ballparks now, it doesn't make that much difference.
More after these messages. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Ferland, DDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage.
We're back in the Benkowski Sports Spotlight. Wow. We're at the Brickyard in Blue Island, and this crowd is fired up. White Sox fans abounding. Kim is still in the audience with a few extra questions. They wouldn't let her go.
It's wild over here. This is Steve. Your question?
In your opinion, who's the best baseball player in professional baseball today?
That's a tough question right there. I would say the best hitter is Wade Boggs, on and off the field.
Oh!
That's a joke. Don Mattingly. There's a man that you would want to start a team with right there because he's a gamer, and you want to see him out there playing every day.
Okay, let's squeeze in one more.
Okay, this is George.
From Palos Heights.
And the gentleman over here just wanted to get on camera about your question.
Okay, Ron, how do you feel about the Sox? Wait, how do you feel about the Sox leaving the beautiful and historic park like Comiskey Park?
Well, I think the old ballpark is nice. It's got a lot of good memories out there, but like I said, you start packing people in there, they start winning, it's going to cave in, and you can't risk having anybody get hurt out there. And I think a new fresh ballpark is going to be out there, and win, lose, or draw with Bert Convey here.
Look at this. Look at this. An artist rendering.
This is a new stadium right here.
This is my design.
I'll keep it center field.
Center field would be about 480. Well, it's not exactly like Comiskey, but damn it, it's the best I could do in the last 5 minutes.
Looks like Lamar Hoyt's belly button right there.
All right, let's draw what you think the White Sox lineup will be in 1989. All right? Okay, behind the plate,
Pudge.
Carlton Fisk. Okay? Help me, Ron, because it's kind of hard to draw backwards here. All right.
Third base,
Eddie Williams?
Eddie Williams.
Folks, what do you think of Eddie Williams? Hey, you know, tell the folks about Eddie
I'll
Williams.
tell you what, he's a young kid that has been behind Brooke Jacoby, who's been making a ton of money over there in Cleveland, and he's got a lot of talent. He'll go out there and lose your front teeth for you. You know, I mean, he's kind of got to block a ball for you, pick it up and throw it out, and he's never had the opportunity, and I think he's going to take advantage of it and go out there and do a good job.
Okay, we know that Ozzy's going to be at shortstop, right?
Best shortstop in baseball right there.
Ozzy. Okay, Steve Lyons, a little bit of second base action?
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I think they're still looking for a second baseman. Come spring training, there's going to be a lot of trades still.
Okay, Greg Walker,
If he's healthy, he'll be at first.
the Walkman. Okay, we got behind the plate, around the infield. Let's do the outfield.
I
Boy,
couldn't
that
even
is-
tell you. Nobody knows where they're going to go out there.
Okay,
Harold Baines.
Harold Baines, he says he's healthy enough to play some outfield.
Harold's going to play. He wants to play right. He wants to play every day.
All right,
Center field, probably Gallagher.
Gallagher, maybe a little bit of Darrell Boston.
Yeah, maybe very little.
He'll appreciate you saying that. How about a little Ron Kittle in left field?
Well, I hope I'm out there
What?
some of the time. I hope I'm out there to tell you the truth. But you got to go out
Basically,
there and
you're going to be DH.
well, I hope part-time of everything, to tell you the truth. I just want to be on the field somewhere. I want to hit.
Okay. Who are going to be the starters you're going to heavy-duty rely on?
Sean Hilligus.
Someone, we've got a Sean Hilligus fan in the audience.
No, his dad's over there.
All right, let's put Hilligus down there. I think he's going to win.
Jerry Royce is one.
Yeah, comeback player of the year. The oldster?
Let's see. I don't even know these other guys.
Well, you gotta. They're your teammates. How about Jack McDowell?
Yeah, big right-hander. He made a couple stupid pitches against us this year, and we beat him. But I'm saying that.
downtown?
No, I don't think I got the bat against him. He wasn't left-handed.
Well, yeah, okay. But did you have any success against
on
the
the
White
Sox?
Sox in like
Barry
88?
Jones, his first relief, I hit him a home run and beat the White Sox in 11th inning.
Yeah.
Jerry Royce is the only lefty that I faced.
And that's about all the time we have for this installment of Ron Kittle, who was a great 1983 White Sox player, and this year they're saluting the 1983 White Sox. We'll be back with more on the Spotlight right after these important messages. Don't go away. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You've got to get to the Sock Live Minkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, Parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's. To wrap up the Cubs season, I couldn't think of anybody better to ask than Derek Lee, who's put together just a fine year. And, you know, I wish you the best in your batting title pursuits. Some great numbers this year. It's probably been a little bit of frustrating for you, though, to play as well as you have and have the team be close, but not quite.
Well, yeah, it's always frustrating when, you know, as a team, we don't meet our goals, and our goal is to be in the playoffs. So, you know, it's tough when we don't do that. You know, we felt we had the team to do it. Obviously, there were some obstacles that we had this season, and we just weren't able to overcome.
Well, for yourself, you know, you got off to a hot start and have sustained. I mean, what has been the key to this season for you to keep such a pace going, you know, right on into the final week?
I would just say, well, be consistent. You know, for the first time in my career, probably I got off to a good start, and I was able to maintain it. You know, just really concentrated on making the right adjustments and, you know, not letting myself fall off.
Was there ever a point in the year where it was almost beyond your own capacity to say, wow, I am just tearing up the National League?
Not at all. You know, once I had a good start, I felt like, you know, I typically play well in the summer, so I felt like once I had the good April and May, I could sustain it. That was my main focus, getting off to a good start and kind of allowing myself to put up some numbers.
Did Jim Hendry or anybody in the Cub organization say that, you know, they saw this in you? Because, I mean, quite frankly, the trade to acquire you looks like the steal right now.
Well, no one said anything to me, but, you know, I felt myself that I had the ability to put up big numbers. You know, I felt I've had good seasons in the past, but like I said, getting off to a good start kind of took me to another level in numbers.
You guys were competitive and mathematically alive up until, you know, I'd say roughly 3 weeks ago. Was there a turning point in the year for you guys, or did you think was the injury thing was just too much to overcome?
I can't say. Well, the last 8-game losing streak we had, you know, made the season tough on us. But you know, we were a little bit too up and down. We'd win 3, lose 3 type of thing. We kind of hovered around 500 most of the season. So we didn't have any room for a losing streak like we had. I think it was in August. So just a little bit too inconsistent.
To wrap up, what encourages you about 06, besides your own play, that makes you think you guys will be back?
Well, you just look on this roster and the talent we have. If we can keep guys healthy and on the field for 162 games, you know, get all of our pitchers 30 starts. Then you look at a guy like Matt Merton. To me, you know, this is a great young player who has a chance to do great things in this game. Ronnie Cedeno. You know, we just have the pieces, and we're relatively young. So the pieces are there. It's just a matter of putting them together.
Well, I want to congratulate you for an MVP-type season, and just on behalf of fans and reporters, thank you for being the role model kind of guy that you've been, and I hope you're here for a long time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay. Thanks. All right.
He was a great second baseman for the Cubs and other teams, and now he's a minor league instructor for the White Sox, trying to give a little bit perspective and keep the players from getting too nervous. When you played, was there relaxing techniques you used, you know, to do the way you thought, the way you prepared, that kept you from, you know, pressing and trying too hard in a game?
No, I was always the guy that I didn't show the emotions. I mean, I always was quiet, and my style to play ball, it was kind of more relaxing. And I just went out there to do my best. I just want to put pressure on the other team. I don't put pressure on myself.
Well, that's a fresh approach. I hope you can bring the way you think to this team in the final week here. I can tell you this from Cub fans' point of view. You were very much enjoyed as a player. And one of the things they like best, and me too, is after you'd pick up a ball at second base, you'd kind of hold it for a little while and let the guy churn a little bit faster and then flip it over real hard. And that was a fun thing. And it showed how much you loved the game and could have fun with it too.
Well, I didn't want to show up the guy. It was my style to play ball, and I always think that if I'm playing second base and first base is right there, why should I hurry? So I would take my time to throw the ball. Right. But I know that was my style. It was one of my real moments to relax. You know, I enjoy getting ground balls and having the baseball in my hand and throw the ball, either throw it or catch it. I mean, that was. I want to be involved in everything. That's part of the game.
That's fun. I'll ask you one last question. You look at the American League now. The Angels, the Yankees, Indians, Boston are involved. I think Oakland's not going to make it. Assess who you think is the toughest in there, and who might be a pretty good matchup for the White Sox.
Well, first, I think they're all tough because they're all right there anyway. But I don't know. Seeing Cleveland. Cleveland has it's a good team. They can hit the ball. Anaheim. They also have a good power hitters, and their bullpen is good too. But I believe they all are tough. I'm not going to say that we're going to take any team for granted anyway. But I just hope now we know we're going to get there, and I just hope we can beat all them. But they're all going to be tough.
You've got to get to my newest show, X's and O's, live trivia alternate Fridays at 6 p.m., 7800 West 79th Street. Music, movies, TV, sports, great food, and great drink. See you there. Lenny Hughes has my trivia show Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Daily specials, catering too. It's in the Lansing Municipal Airport, right off Burnham Avenue. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. You've got to get to Renata's Beauty Salon. They cut hair for men, women, and kids, and I'm among them. Open 6 days a week. Walk-ins welcome. Easy to reach at 125th and Western Avenue. Maybe I'll see you there. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. The Hawks have been up and down so far in the Craig Hartsburg regime, adjusting to him, adjusting to some new faces, and a low-scoring effort, a single goal against Toronto here. We start our interviews with Gary Suter, who, like the rest of the club, wasn't very happy with his particular performance.
We got to do anything you can to try to turn around. Tonight it didn't happen, but Toronto's another one of those teams. If they get a 2-goal lead, they're going to be awful tough to come back against. They just have everybody back, clog up the middle, and I think we just got to generate more shots, throw it at the net, and hope for some rebounds.
Craig's going to characterize this as
when you get behind and the team's playing bad, maybe it's human nature for guys to try to do too much themselves to get the team going, and sometimes when that happens, things just go worse.
Came out flat again. We talked about coming out ready, and we didn't come out ready.
So what you guys had said prior to this game, that to prevent coming out flat, is that I mean, what do you do?
I don't know. We haven't found the answer yet. So, see you next game.
Is it a matter of, you guys came out well against Philadelphia, got the win. Pittsburgh, you got the win, and Toronto and Tampa, you don't.
I don't think we came out very well against Philadelphia. We were down 2-0 before we knew it hit us. We took some penalties. Our penalty killing's got to be better. Our whole game obviously had to be better today. They just got come off a 6-1 loss and they played like it. They smothered us 5-on-5.
You guys have come back before, though. What was the problem tonight?
Well, like I said, we never generated any offense. The power play didn't come through again. We had a couple opportunities in the power play. We didn't score on those, and a 2-0 game, you're not out of it. But we got the one goal too late.
Just the way Dan calls the game sometimes, does he put you guys a little bit back on your heels more often than not? It seems like when you get him killing off more, and maybe after the first period they had all the power plays, does it take people out of their game?
No, I mean, I think we deserve the penalties. I mean, Jim Cummings' penalty was he was working hard and he tripped up the guy at the boards. And the other one, I think Igor went to hit Berg and he turned his back. And I mean, we deserved it, but I mean, it's just things happen when you're an aggressive team.
It'll get better. I mean, look at the guys we have in the power play. It's going to get better with no matter what.
Are you worried about how you guys are playing at home?
Oh no. I mean, we played a great game against Philly the other day and showed a lot of composure to come back and win. It's just getting our legs, and we had 3 days off. It's tough to get back to jump right back up to that level. These guys. We're a desperate team. They got beat by Florida pretty bad the other day, so they knew they were going to be a hungry team, and they came in and played well.
A couple guys aren't going. It maybe hurt a line or may hurt a couple more guys, and then sooner or later you got too many guys that aren't going. One thing about a team sport, when a couple guys aren't going, there's enough guys that have to pick the slack up, and we got enough guys here that when things aren't going well, we got to pick it up for the rest of the guys. But maybe that just didn't happen tonight.
And those were the days when the traits that Rodman brought to the table that made you hate him were the ones that would eventually bring him to the Chicago Bulls. And of course, Buddha James Edwards, part of that package. Kind of weird to see this stuff when you see Rodman leading the break with Isaiah, now GM of the Toronto Raptors. Just a little sample of that old-fashioned offensive board work. Watch that worm. Look at. You've got to get to Moods Bar and Grill, a great place where I do trivia alternate Wednesdays. Exit 19 off I-94 in Portage, Indiana. Great food, great drink, and especially great people. They've weathered some tough storms. When the weather is worse, they show up the best. Moods Bar and Grill in Portage. This week's show is brought to you by the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Shop at 108th and Kedzie. Get all your car work done there like me. The Lansing Floral Shop is the place to go for all your floral needs. Call 708-474-1212. Huck Finn Restaurants, a huge menu, open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 105th and Cicero, and 67th and Pulaski. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.